3, 2, 1.
We'd like to welcome you to another edition of Grok Talk, brought to you by New Hampshire's leading conservative blog site, GraniteGrok.com. We are your feared extremist, right-wing, hard-charging, gun-toting, opinionated, outspoken, rabble-rousing, letter-writing, radio microphone stomping conservatives and rational libertarians. So get ready for more news and opinion you could only get from GraniteGrok.com.
Grok Talk.
It's been a while since we had the Hosmer geese on. This is Grok Talk, brought to you by the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers and the bloggers at That's David.
Yes, we never forget Duckgate.
Duckgate, right. David Campbell.
And
David.
the ducks that gave their lives for him to resign.
That's right. Very important. Sacrifice. They gave it all.
They gave it all.
Yeah.
Yes, grease stains on the asphalt.
Yeah. So,
Isn't there a country's...
He didn't resign.
like
he
that?
actually just didn't run again. But Pappas resigned.
Yeah.
So, and then I started getting emails from secretive lawyers who were saying, how much you want to bet Maggie Hassan tries to appoint him to a court somewhere? And that hasn't happened, but you never know.
It ain't over yet.
It ain't over yet. She's still
Dead
governor.
skunk in the middle of the road.
Absolutely.
So, welcome back to Grok Talk. We have Susan Olson with us today, Haggie Masson, Mr. Murphy.
Mr. Murphy.
Mr.
Oh, boy.
Murphy.
I've been elevated.
There
and
you go.
myself.
Should I start ducking?
your
Because I'm
dad?
going to get shot at now?
My voice changed after I had a coughing fit McDonald's. So, we have 28 minutes to fill with whatever we want.
Oh.
There's so much to talk about.
I know.
Oh, there
Pick
is.
something.
There
How about the vetoed budget? And all of the speculation that perhaps the huge amount of attention and care and devotion that Haggie is giving to all things New Hampshire is a signal that she's not going to run against Kelly Ayotte.
We have heard some rumors about the rumors that she was running, that she's not running.
And I think that's really sort of interesting because it lets people think that, oh my goodness, she's going to sacrifice this huge political step because she loves New Hampshire and she's dedicated to the premise that, you know, New Hampshire needs to be attended to by herself, and rather than doing this simply as a line in the sand for a Senate campaign. I opposed those mean Republicans and I opposed those crazy people that didn't want us to fund murdered babies and all of those things. All New Hampshire. I don't believe it for a minute. She's going to run. Anybody doesn't think she's going to run?
I think the question we should ask with regard to that question is, who else is there? Is there any indication that there is anybody else on the bench that the national deep-pocketed money people would prefer to back?
Well, let's take a look at who's around. The Democrat bench, okay, could be Chris Pappas. Okay, there's talk of him running. Other Dems that might run. If you look at the old guard, there's a whole assortment of people who might think they have that
There
sort
are a
of
lot
stature.
of well-funded Emily's List Democrat women who've been state senators who might run.
Like who? Sylvia?
Sylvia.
Martha.
Martha. I don't think
Martha?
Martha would run, but I mean she's on the list. Who else? Who else is in the state senate or has been recently? It just seems like that's where they always go. You know, they stage those people to be governor, and then they try to get them into the Senate. Or they could just skip a step, and you know, if they think that maybe 2016 isn't going to be their year to run for governor, maybe they'll try to run for the Senate.
Well, speculate. What other Democrat would run against
Kelly Ayotte.
Kelly Ayotte?
Oh,
Think
that's a
about it.
good question.
I mean, you've got Peter
Would Lynch...
Ho Burling.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
was thinking
He's
about
got
that.
money.
He's got big money. He's a big shot nationally, isn't he? Isn't he a Democrat committeeman or something?
Or has been.
He is a has-been, but oh, I'm sorry, that's not what you meant.
How about Lynch?
Lynch?
Would he come out of retirement?
I don't know.
I mean, he presents that moderate Democrat look, except we all know he broke his promises when the Democrats took over the House and the Senate, and he broke his promise to always, sort of like lots of people.
He
on
broke
gay
his
marriage.
promise on gay marriage. He broke his promise on parental rights. He broke his promise on taxes. He broke his promise on a lot of stuff.
Well,
Perfect for the Democrat
I was
nomination.
just going to say, doesn't that cue him up? But what other Democrats are out there? Lou D'Alessandro? No.
He's a little
Who's
old.
out there?
I don't know.
Who's coming out of the Democrat Senate, perhaps?
Well, who's making the most noise? Usually it's the people who are getting the most press release coverage, the people who are in the press.
So that would be Maggie Hassan.
Maggie Hassan.
Ostern?
Who?
Yeah.
Van Ostern.
Van Ostern?
Van Ostern?
Ostern?
Well, he did campaign with Hagee on campaign signs. They shared them. I thought that was quite friendly.
Well,
very frugal.
The other
environmentally conscious.
I think I have shoes older than he is, though, right? Don't I? I'm sure I do.
Well,
And what qualifies him to run for Senate?
Well, what qualifies you to run for president, as we have just seen for 8 years.
No kidding. So what other Democrats are out there?
Well, the other question is reverse that. What other Republicans will run against Kelly Ayotte? I mean, you've already got Dave. This brand new, as I posted last night, this email I got a while ago, and I just put it up. This grassroots kind of organization called Commitments Kept.
What?
Commitment? Yeah, a new PAC for Kelly Ayotte. Have I got a question for them?
Commitments kept.
Who's is she talking about?
Whose commitment?
Certainly not hers.
No.
Well, that's just
Maybe
the question.
she's going for irony.
I like irony.
Well, this is Dave Carney. He's a big level, nationally known political operative here in New Hampshire. And Andy Demers is working with him and they're saying they're going to spend multi-million dollars.
Is that why Andy's been calling me? I don't pick up the phone, but I keep seeing messages from Andy on the phone.
Maybe. And
Commitments kept?
Oh, yeah. So,
for example?
Well, I had a question for them as well.
Commitments kept in the sock drawer.
Really, a grassroots kind of organization. When I see or hear that, I keep thinking of ordinary Joes and Janes that just decide, a la de Tocqueville, that something has to be done and grabs a bunch of other voluntary folks like them and in an ad hoc fashion to gather together to make it happen.
Dave Carney's got a lot of connections to D.C. money.
Ending Spending Action Fund today launched Commitments Kept New Hampshire, a new independent initiative dedicated to building a robust and aggressive grassroots organization that will train activists, deploy field staff, and utilize the voters in 2016.
For whom?
Closer to the center.
Oh, yes. And here, let me answer that with their own line. This program, run by a New Hampshire-based team, will take grassroots politics to the next level by using the latest tactics and technology to speak directly to the voters. Keeping Kelly Ayotte in the United States Senate is a priority, and this project is as important as a first step, said Brian Baker, President and General Counsel of Ending Spending.
Ending Spending.
Yeah, I look at that.
Clever?
We're going to spend millions of dollars by an organization called Ending Spending. This writes up there with
Jumbo Shrimp?
No, the guy out of Massachusetts that funded Jim Rubin's.
Oh, right. I forget his name.
Lessing.
Yeah.
Lessing.
Lawrence Lessig.
Yeah, who's basically trying to get campaign.
Lawrence Lessig.
Trying to get money out of campaigning. And he spent $10 million to get money out of campaigning.
There you go.
They spent more than he did. Yeah, they spent a lot of money to do that.
You cannot make this stuff up.
So what sort of techniques are they thinking?
I don't know. I haven't reached out yet.
Probably your standard door knocking. We've got a tablet connected to some software, sort of a thing. I think we could just probably call it, I don't know, rhino training, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I basically said, I don't know about other places around our fruited plains, but here in New Hampshire, the grassroots have common cause with the church mice in our small clapboard and steepled churches. Very, very small money stashes. So, where are they going to get the money? Just to give you an
example, like 603 Alliance, which is basically just starting with the presidential primary and is going to apply the same process to other elections, like elections for Senate or governor or whatever.
Yeah.
So the idea is to build a grassroots group, and we really are a grassroots group because our bank account has very few numbers in it because we take all these small donations. Nobody's paying for us. We don't have a phone line to DC to say, hey, I need 500 grand. This is very, very grassroots.
And most people have full-time jobs,
right.
and it's not in politics.
Right, and all of the people involved in this are like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, these are political operatives.
Yeah.
Well-paid, long-time political operatives who make a living at this, claiming that they're creating a grassroots organization.
Yeah, that just
That's
doesn't make-
astroturf. That's the definition of astroturf.
Yeah. Well, commitments kept. And, I said the same thing right off the bat. And I said, hey, guys, I am all willing to share the Granite Rock video of Kelly adamantly declaring she was against illegal immigration and definitely against granting amnesty to said illegal immigrants over and over again when she ran for the Senate. So you won't even have to get B-roll for it. For this purpose, I will grant you free reign in using it as long as the use of it matches said earlier declarations or intent a few years ago. See, I am a real grassroots kind of guy. I don't make my money in politics. In fact, if anything, running Granite Rock means it's coming out of my pocket because I just paid 2 server bills because we've just migrated. I haven't gotten a single overloaded message from Nexus in a while now that we're over on the new server. Yay. But this month I get to pay twice. So, anyways, but we've got all this stuff. We are true grassroots, and here I am. I'm the kind of guy that they want. You want to build grassroots? Start with us. And I'm willing to
Grassroots
give this to
political
you.
activist, new media guy has grassroots new media video to tell people what those kept promises are.
That's right.
Well,
She's
so-
stunned.
Well, no, I'm
Actually,
running
it's promises kept,
commitments.
commitments kept. They
Yeah.
should change the words around.
Kept? She's kept?
Commitments kept. Commitments
Commitments.
I'll put a question mark at the end.
kept commitments. She kept them in the sock drawer. Because
Exactly.
She didn't bring them with her to DC. I think
So what
that's
sort
I'm
of
saying.
commitments did she make that she has kept?
The usual I'll cut government kind of deal. The normal pap that has given rise to Trump. But the one that is my hobby horse, because she's sidled up into McCain's sidecar on the motorcycle, is, she was very adamant. And I got the speech from Rochester and other places saying, hey, I'm against illegal amnesty, and I'll do everything I can to stop it. 2 years later, here she is, right with John McCain.
Well, didn't she recently come out against Planned Parenthood?
I don't know. I
Like
missed
this
that
past
part.
week? Didn't we
Maybe.
see something?
So much email, so little time.
Yeah.
But
Might have been a presser.
she when she was Attorney General, after
Yep.
the Planned Murderhood folks lost in the Supreme Court in that New Hampshire case, she refunded their $300,000 legal bill. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
She did. Maybe she just
Really?
felt so sorry for them, and she gave them back $300,000 in their legal bills
Well, that needs
after
to...
kicking their ass at the Supreme Court. Now, is that maybe she'd made that commitment?
Why?
I
That
don't
could have
know.
been.
Was
a
she-
kept
Maybe that
commitment.
was a commitment that she kept.
I mean, usually when you win, you get money from the other side for your expenses.
Generally speaking, and I'll bet that didn't come out of her sock drawer. I bet that came out of our pockets.
Came out of our sock drawer.
Yeah. So please explain to me why you would do that.
Oh, well, we should ask Dave Carney that.
Well, you know what? That's just
Or Andy
that's
Demers.
just, that's just old history.
No, it's
Just-
relevant.
Just move on.
Money
Just
is
nothing to see here.
Well, that's the problem.
It is.
We're
the
too
problem.
easy to dismiss. We do, that's old history. I'm sorry. I hear that from the Democrats. Didn't the political organization get sprung from that called Move On?
Ostensibly,
From
yes.
from Mr. Bill?
But I wish
the
somebody
real
would
war on
ask
women
her.
general?
I wish somebody would ask her why she thought that was a good idea.
I bet you she's not going to like that question.
Well, she doesn't like me anyway. So
We made the mistake of actually congratulating her after she first went down to D.C. We were watching her, and she was actually voting right.
she was voting correctly. She's never voted right.
Well, okay, I'll go there. But yeah, she was doing a decent job, and there was a whole bunch of us at a table at a political event from Granite Rock, and we said thank you, and she beamed. I don't think she beams at us anymore.
Well, I don't
No.
know.
Or
actually, she was
maybe
on-
a different type of beam.
Beam.
She's
Yeah.
beaming.
It's not that kind of beam. We're going to take a short break. Everybody hang on, and we will be right back.
Rock Talk.